A very good evening. I do trust that the night has been kind to you. Let's take a look at the business news. My name is Nina Shaban. Now we start off with President William Ruto has declared a new era in nation building, one driven by local savings and market-based finance. But by over 44 billion shillings, the Talanta Sports City has been unveiled as a landmark innovation, Kenya's first asset-backed infrastructure security aimed at funding sports and the creative economy. But even as the government celebrates its financial ingenuity, concerns are emerging over the real cost of this called experiment. Let's take a look at what Sylvia Kathani prepared for us. President William Ruto unveiled the Talanta Sports City initiative shortly after the bell ringing ceremony to commemorate the listing of the Lindsay 003 infrastructure asset-backed security in the Nairobi Securities Exchange. Ruto dubbed the initiative the first large-scale purpose-built international stadium in more than 40 years, which, according to him, it will redefine the nation's sporting landscape.
The proceeds from this listing will directly support the construction of the Talanta Sports City Stadium, a compelling example of how financial markets can accelerate national transformation.
With investors promising returns over a 15 years period, critics are sounding their alarm.
It is a 44.8 billion Kenya shillings board. Board, in other terms, is borrowing. When government borrows, it can do treasury bills, it can do boards, which are either short-term or long-term. Now, since on the side of the book that we already know for government debt is already overstretched, now the government is coming up with these kind of facilities so that we do not seem like our debt is growing, whereas we are basically having another sacred book of debt. One sacred book was fuel levy. The second sacred book, of course, is now this one for Talanta at the behest of or under the auspices of the sports fund.
The bond's maturity could cost taxpayers over 100 billion shillings in interests. Kiharu, Member of Parliament, Ndindi Nyoro says that the burden will fall on citizens with institutions like NSSF already directed to invest pension funds.
The government forced NSSF to invest workers' pension money in this board. And if you look at the investors of this board, you will see the leading in the pack is NSSF.
Supporters argue it's a long overdue investment in Kenya's youth. But for others, it's a dangerous precedent mortgaging future revenues for stadiums whose impact remains uncertain.
From where we see it is a very reckless manner of running the fiscals of a country, because we are now mortgaging income streams of the country. And I can tell you without blinking of an eye that these kind of mechanisms you see, the experienced officers in the National Treasury do not even support it.
With external lenders like the International Monetary Fund slowly leaving the conversation, can the country afford this initiative?
It is the IMF that walked away from government, because some of the things I have been raising here, like securitization, are not acceptable to anyone who has some basics of administration of public funds.